Hey everybody, it's Mr. Hasquin. I'm back with more things you should know by being alive. Just taking a step back into that American Revolutionary War period. And today I want to talk about a person you should know, and you've probably heard of, and that's Henry Knox. I want to talk about his early life, his role during the Revolutionary War, his time as Secretary of War, and then his contributions there, and then finally his legacy. So let's talk about Mr. Knox. He was born in 1750, and he was born in Boston, and his parents were both Scottish immigrants. At the age of 9, he left school, to support his family, and he started working in a bookstore, and he taught himself military history and, most importantly, engineering. And he did that by, basically reading anything that he could get his hands on. And when the Revolutionary War began, Knox joined the Continental Army. He was about 25 years old or so, and he fought at the Battle of Bunker Hill, or Breed's Hill, if you're going to be it is, and he earned George Washington's trust due to his depth of knowledge when it came to artillery. So in 1775 and 76, Knox led one of the most impressive feats of the war. He traveled to Fort Ticonderoga to retrieve captured British cannons. These cannons were then transported, 60 tons of artillery, over 300 miles through snow, ice, and mountains back to Boston. The cannons then were put into place, and it forced the British Army, to evacuate Boston in March of 1776, which is an important turning point in the war. Now, as his role begins to grow, especially after the movement of the artillery train from Ticonderoga, Knox became the chief of artillery for the Continental Army. He helped build fortifications at West Point on the Hudson River. He led artillery at Trenton, Princeton, Monmouth, and Yorktown. He's known for his organizational skills and his loyalty to George Washington. When the war was over, Knox became a founding member of the Society of the Cincinnati. This was a fraternity group of Revolutionary War officers. As the war was beginning to close down, he thought it would be a unique way for officers in the Continental Army to remain engaged. Then in 1785, the Congress of the Confederation, under the control of the Articles of Confederation, Knox was awarded the title of Secretary of War, where he acted on behalf of the states that followed the Articles. He basically dealt with Indian affairs, things along those lines. In 1789, when the Constitution went into place, President Washington then appointed Henry Knox as one of the 3 members of his first cabinet. Knox became the first Secretary of War under the new Constitution, and he served in that role until 1794. Now, eventually, the cabinet position of Secretary of War would be changed over to the Secretary of Defense. As far as his role as the Secretary of War, Knox organized a small standing army for the United States. He managed military affairs on the frontier, and especially during conflicts with Native American nations. And he helped develop and improve the militia system in order to better control national defense. He also oversaw a great deal of fort construction and coastal defense planning for the young nation. Now, in 1794, Knox retired, and he moved to Thomaston, Maine, and he built Montpelier, a large mansion, and then worked in local business, land management, and was involved in some financial business decisions and exercise. He died in 1806 at the age of 56. And it was largely due to an infection that he received from an injury when he swallowed a chicken bone. As far as Knox's overall legacy, Knox's noble train of artillery from Fort Ticonderoga remains a legendary logistical feat in American military history. Fort Knox in Kentucky is a major U.S. Army post. It's named in his honor. He is remembered for his loyalty, his organization, and his contribution to America's independence and the defense of our new nation. Henry Knox, the bookstore clerk turned artillery genius, helped shape the Revolutionary War. He built the military structure of the early United States as the first Secretary of War. Thanks for taking some time to watch this video about Henry Knox. If you enjoyed it or you learned something new, like, comment, follow, share for more things you should know by being alive, because the stories of leaders like Henry Knox show us how ordinary people can shape extraordinary moments in history. Thanks for watching.